welcome back to the Tegiwa YouTube channel. Fresh off the back of our GR Yaris exhaust test, today we're doing an intake test. So we've got 7 different filters here today, ranging from open ones, closed ones. We've got Sprint, Venturi, HKS, MST, ITG, Airtec, Gruppen as well, and we've got a Cyvex all-wheel drive diff controller as well that we're going to use on the dyno, so we can put it in burnout mode and take some figures. What do you think is going to perform well today, Matt?
Well, on the road, I think that the enclosed ones are going to be good. We've got the Venturi and the Sprint, which we've already seen from other Yaris owners, giving really good gains. So keen to see what they do, but depends what you want, really, doesn't it? If you want the noise, then you can't beat an open filter, can you?
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting because people go for intake. Like, there's a few reasons, isn't there? Sound, the visual appeal, and also the performance. So there's 3 different factors there, and they start from £400 up to 1,300, I think. So there's a few different options there. So we're going to start unboxing some, do some data logs on the standard filter, and jump right in. So let's get on with it.
So the GR Yaris, as we all know, is a 4-wheel drive car, but they are notoriously hard to dyno in 4-wheel drive mode. So unfortunately, here we only have a 2-wheel drive dyno. So to make it a 2-wheel drive Yaris, we've got this Cyvex powertrain control unit here. This is a quick install into the boot, and it enables the rear diff to uncouple when we pull the handbrake. So we can just dyno it just with the front wheels on to make it super simple and super reliable. So we're going to chuck that on, get the standard car on the rollers now and see what it's making. Right, this is my GR Yaris, and here is a standard airbox. So first of all, just a quick disclaimer, you might notice this box in the corner. It's a DT UK Stage 1 tuning box. It is going to be disconnected for all of these because I know that most people won't run something like this. So we do have this blanking connector that's just basically bypassing that box and letting it all run as it was standard. So just ran it up with this standard airbox in place. It's around 277 horsepower, which is great. So that means that it does have an ITG panel filter in here, and the GPF delete from the exhaust test, I kept that on the car. So 20 horsepower over claimed, which I'm really happy with. So some of the airboxes that we have today finish here, which is just at the end of this flexi pipe here, and some of them go all the way to the turbo elbow, which is going to make things a bit toasty for me, but that's okay. And so the standard airbox has a little feed here that just comes from this little vent in the grille. The standard one though, if you look underneath it, it's got holes in it. So some of the air path's a complicated thing, but some of the air, as far as I can see, that comes in here can just go straight out again. So a lot of the airboxes that we've got have a dedicated feed that fills this sort of void here, and hopefully should provide some good gains. So the MAF housing on this, we've got not too much of a lead up to it in a straight, but we'll pop the airbox lid off in a second and have a look. Afterwards we've got a nice straight pipe here. So what's important is that we get a similar sort of effect on the other airboxes for this to work as it was originally intended. It's okay to have it on a bend, it's okay to have it wherever you like, as long as it's sort of kept consistent, because you can calibrate your, the standard, manufacturers will calibrate their standard map to suit this in a particular orientation or direction. So we'll see. I think this is going to be the biggest effect, how we can make sure, how we can get the air smoothly past this and keep it repeatable. So right, so let's have a look at the under the airbox lid. So as mentioned, I do have an ITG panel filter in this. So as we can see, there's not an awful lot there before the before the MAF, so air's just going to be not the straightest, but again, Toyota have calibrated it to that, so we should be okay. And as I say, a lot when we were doing on the unboxing, especially the Venturi, they've done a lot of CFD, a lot of their own testing, so expecting that to work really well.
Okay, so this is the penultimate air filter from Sprint Filter. 1,000, just a smidge under £1,300. They do claim a 20.5 horsepower gain with this, which is, you know, super bold.
It's big for an airbox, that.
Yeah, but I think it's a one-piece system, so let's unbox it and see how we're getting 20.5 horsepower gain. Okay, so we've just unboxed the Sprint filter. First impressions are it's super light. It doesn't even weigh a kilogram. This weighs 990 grams. Feels like it's made out of like paper mache.
It is really, really light, but it's high quality as well, isn't it? Properly nice carbon fibre. Like a sort of raw carbon finish on this, isn't it? Yeah, we've got two filter options as well. We've got one that's really straight through that I don't know if I'd like to run on the road, to be honest, and one that says for demanding conditions, which just looks like a regular air filter, to be fair. And then one silicon coupler, which is... It's weird that that's blue. Bright blue. Why is it blue, Sprint filter? Because you don't even make a blue GR Yaris, so... They have made up for it though, with these instructions, haven't they? They are... As a graphic designer, the illustrations here are 10 out of 10 top spec. I'm into those. And 4 stickers as well. Yeah. Happy days with stickers. Still no air freshener, but... Good. Yeah. Yeah, keen to see what it makes. We like it. That's the Sprint filter fitted and dynoed. Fitting wise, it is super tight. I don't know how you'd fit it without scratching it a little bit, to be honest, because I have. But pretty simple. It's 3 pieces, uses the standard fittings for the MAF, and also a little clip holding it onto the sort of the front bumper here. The silicone, it's an easy thing to change, but I don't know why they didn't just change it to black, and maybe they will change it in the future. But yeah, it'd be good if there was like an option on this one, because the blue just sticks out like a sore thumb. Like, I don't know, it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, there's nothing else blue in the bay, as you can see. Yeah. But yeah, in terms of power though, not quite as good as we thought. It's quite a similar design to the Venturi, but yeah, it's a little bit of a disappointment actually, because Sprint Filter made a bold claim that there's an increase of 20.5 horsepower, and we did run with this one with both filters in. So there's like a filter with, it's like a circular panel filter, one with not many very holes in, and then with a lot of holes in, and we did try them with both. So this filter here is the one that it says is for harsher use. To be honest, this looks, I don't know if you can see, but you probably see my hand behind it. It doesn't look like it's going to filter that much. No. And the race filter looks like it could barely stop a brick, to be honest. Like, it's really, I wouldn't be running that on the road. No, and the best that we could muster up out of this system was 286 horsepower with 270.9 foot-pounds of torque. But it is the lightest of the bunch. It only weighs 990 grams, so under a kilogram. Yeah, and it, you know, it looks mega. It's dry, it's constructed from dry carbon. Yeah. You're going to pop your bonnet and everyone's going to rush around it because it's super cool.
But performance-wise, yeah, we're kind of disappointed for the money that it costs.
Yeah, I mean, dynos are a great thing, but they're not perfect. They might not be 100% representative of what happens on the road.
Take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, all we're doing is comparing these on the rollers. So perhaps this is something that would do better on the, out in the open with more airflow over it all. Rather, I mean, we've got two big fans here, but maybe it'd be better in a real life scenario.
Yeah. The internet love a dyno. So.
Yeah, the Venturi did well though. Like I was saying, it looks.
It did, and they've all been. It's all been fair back to back. But yeah, we're going to take that off now. Do our final intake system of the day, which is the Gruppen and the most expensive. So let's whip this out, Gruppen on, we go again.